And we're live.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it always is. Like, they have that same thing, like little psychological exercises they'll have with people where they'll be like, hey, talking to some normal person, be like, how do you feel about Susie Q, who just won $510 million in the lottery? Be like, yeah, I think that's great. Good for her. Well done. All right. How would you feel if your neighbor, John Q, suddenly won $510 million? And then people's responses are more like, well, I don't think I like that one bit. And it's like, because proximity breeds resentment in regard to that kind of thing. Like, the closer you are, where you get a kind of a visual of the quality of life changes they're experiencing, that makes you more upset. That's just interesting to me.
That's a really good point. And studies have proven when you see like who people are friends with, it's actually kind of hard to be friends with people that are way above or way below you in terms of like stature or net worth or anything like that, because there's like a clear gap. Like,
stature particularly, I don't have a single midget friend, and I've tried hard.
All right.
All right.
They're little people.
You know what? I was like, that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Then you're like, yeah, and midgets.
Yeah. I always tag loser on the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, for example, like if you got to hang out with Bill Gates, it probably wouldn't be that fun for either of you. You guys hung out. I mean, at first it'd be sweet for you because you're learning about Bill Gates, but like, I'm just like on Tuesday, like Bill Gates, like, yeah, I lost another 200 million in the stock market. You know how it goes, and you're like, yeah.
I'd just be like, dude, Bill, you're a fucking prick, dude. Like, talking about your $200 million loss. I bet you can't even jump over that rolly chair like you did on that video to show you were cool in the 90s. I bet you can't, fat idiot.
A couple of my buddies went to a coffee shop in Seattle, and they got the coffee and came out. And one of my friends said to the other friend, he's like, yeah, can you believe that? Bill Gates. And my other friend was like, what? And he's like, yeah, Bill Gates is in line. You see him? He's like, Bill Gates was in line? And he's like, you didn't tell me that Bill fucking Gates was in line for coffee? I'm never going to get that chance again.
Dude, if I were Bill Gates, I would make like huge guffaws and scenes in public places where I'd be like, $6 for a cup of coffee, like making big proclamations about how much I didn't like get a whole bunch of shit at Whole Foods and then just make a stink as you're checking it out. Man, I've talked about it before. If I were a billionaire, I'd be the most spiteful motherfucker. I would drive a shit tier car just so I could rub it in the faces of people where it'd be like, man, that's old billionaire Taylor still drives a 57 Lincoln, even though he was born in the early 90s. And it's like,
dude, what you want to do, I think, is make a big deal out of good but not very good tips, right? Like $5 tip on $12 burger. Just saying, I did that.
Not enough to be a big deal. Just like you go 28%. You're not going to go 30 because you're not crazy, but Bill Gates tips 28%.
50% tip here. That's right. $6 tip.
If you went out to eat with Bill Gates and like in a nice place, and let's say his cup, him and his wife, if he's married or whatever, like their total's like $200, and you saw him put down like a $20 tip, would you say something? Would you be like, Bill, really?
No, you
like
can't.
Really, Bill? Or would you ignore it? Because I know he's not going to give me any money, and so I would love to take glee in live periscoping me insulting Bill Gates for his tip. I don't even have a Periscope account. Is that a thing anymore?
I like that you changed it from would you say something to I'm periscoping it. Like what? There was a little bit of a jump there that you didn't even acknowledge.
If you know anything about me, if it's in public, I'm going to make a scene.
Oh, I see.
You can't give your friends money. It ruins it. Then you start. You don't even know if they're your friends or not. They might just be hangers on. You can't tell. If there's an income disparity, you got to ignore that.
Yeah, especially with someone like that would be probably the hardest thing about being as wealthy as like Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or one of those Saudi guys who sell all the gas. Like you wouldn't ever know. Even your loved ones, like a wife or something, you'd never have any idea if they actually gave a fuck about you or if they just wanted you for money. Like they could say it all day, every day, but you'd never really know. If it was like, if I wasn't worth $130 million, would you have even spoken to me? Like you'd be questioning everything. And so I get that bit of like rich people anxiety as far as like guarding themselves off.
And the gap between what he can do and what other people can do must severely limit it. Like, you know what? I have a hankering for French pastries. You want to go? Right? You're either funding that whole thing or you're not going. Because no one else is like, yeah, let's both get in our jets. I'll race you.
Hey guys, we're having our 40-year high school anniversary, and I was thinking each of us could just purchase an island in the Philippines, like have a nice little archipelago party. I already bought mine. Anybody want to like? It would be prohibitive.
But this stuff happens even on a less like super rich people level, because obviously that stuff's ridiculous. But even like if you want to go to like a nice restaurant and let's just say you're doing well and your friend isn't, then all of a sudden it's like kind of awkward. Like, or this stuff happens, and it's why people almost always find that their best friends fall within their like a very similar social class as they do. And when those social classes change, they tend to not be friends anymore. It's just the way that. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. That's like how every study about relationships they do shows that the old adage of opposites attract is not true at all. It's birds of a feather fly together. Like that's way more similar than opposites attract. Like and it kind of permeates to everything. But yeah, if I were a super billionaire, I'd be a douche about it. Like I'd buy multiple sports teams in the same division.
They won't let you do that. Bro.
They probably wouldn't let you.
Not after I buy out Gary Goodell or whatever his name is, and then I own the NFL.
Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell. I don't know. I only watch hockey, so I have no idea. You wouldn't want to do that, Kyle? If you had $20 billion, you would not want to do that.
Where are you from?
St. Louis.
And you only watch hockey? Isn't that kind of weird?
He's a masochist.
No, Midwest is hockey's way bigger than like basketball around here. Football is still the king, but we lost the Rams 2 years ago, and I didn't watch them anyway. Oh my God,
that's right. You guys you have to pretend you don't like football now.
Oh, I've never liked football.
We never liked football anyway.
people here now will be like, I loved the Rams for 20 years, and now fuck that. And I'm like, you liar. Do you know the NHL did or the NFL rather did like they released their TV analysis from the first year the Rams left St. Louis, and despite the fact that LA is way bigger, the St. Louis ratings were higher for the LA Rams than LA was as far as number of people. So it's like all you fucking liars out there saying I'm done with the NFL. It's like I know you're sitting at home in your PJs watching. I know you are.
At least the Rams suck though, so you got that.
I thought they were good. I genuinely don't know anything about football.
They're the best.
They're the best. Oh, they are good. Okay.